Hey, what's going on, guys? I know it's been a while, but I am excited today because finally doing my SL2 unboxing video. So stick around and let's get into it. Alright guys, so if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you know that I've been shooting with the SL2 actually for a couple months now. I just haven't really had the time to sit down and actually record this video. Between COVID, work, life has just been a little crazy. But I am extremely happy to finally be doing this video along with more videos involving the SL2 as far as my photo settings, my video settings, and any other questions that I've had people either DM me or message me on YouTube by leaving a comment in one of my videos wanting to know more information about the SL2. Now, I know there still isn't that much information online for Leica specific gear, so I'm trying to do my best to kind of shed a little bit more light on Leica gear for those shooters that are shooting either SL, SL2, CL. I mainly focus on the digital cameras, not so much the rangefinders, but if there's something specific about the M-line cameras or any other Leica cameras, please don't be afraid to send me a quick little note and I'll try to get that information and turn it into a video for you. Now, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? All right, so starting off, it's a traditional Leica box, the gray with the code number. I'm not sure if it matters if I show you guys the code number or not, but I actually got the chance to purchase this on a little bit of a discount because someone actually bought the SL2 and then returned it because they thought it was too big. Now, this was an elderly person, so I completely understand that. But anyone, you know, that shoots with any sort of Nikon, Canon, the SL is, well, I should say the SL2 really is not that big of a camera. But since she did trade it in, I got a little bit of a discount. Plus it came with an extra battery as well, which was awesome because those batteries are super expensive now. Alrighty, so. Whew. All right, I'm thinking let's do it this way. Alrighty, so go ahead and put this away. And boom, there she is. If you notice, if you've ever had the SL, they substantially shrunk this box down. I mean, the SL box is, you know what? Let me just show you real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, so you see here, SL2 box, pretty compact. And the SL box, substantially bigger. If you've ever owned an SL, you know that it had a lot of empty space inside this box, and I'm extremely happy that they downsized, just because A, it's easier to store, B, there's less wasted material, and C, climate change is real, so thank you Leica for doing your part. But I digress. Back to the SL2 unboxing. Oh yeah, let's make sure that this camera can see. So just to let you guys know my current setup right now, I am filming my main camera with the SL using the 16-35, and then my equipment camera, I guess you'd call it, camera B, is my Panasonic GH5. So first off, we have this little foam covering, and it comes with the 3-month membership of Adobe Creative Cloud. I already pay for Adobe, so you know it's nice of Leica to do this for new photographers, but I feel like most photographers are already using Adobe anyways. Quick start guide for the SL2. Well, you know, it's a pretty good guide. It has you know, it goes over all the little buttons and whatnot, as you can see here, or I don't know if it's better if I show you on this camera. Still trying to figure out this 2-camera system, so please bear with me. But it doesn't really give you all the information that you really need in order to operate this camera, which is what I found. Now, this is another instruction manual, just in a different language. I believe this is German, obviously, like it is from Germany. Duh, Victor. And let's see, what is this? That's Declaration of Conformity. Hereby, Leica Camera AG declares that this product is in compliance with the essential requirements of other relevant provisions of Directive 2014-53-EU. Not quite sure what that's for, but seems important. And then the authenticity little paper here. This Leica product was meticulously examined by experienced professionals at several stages of production. You only get this when you buy used gear, I believe, because they did send this back to get it checked out. Correct me if I'm wrong though. I'm not sure if that's entirely true. I'm not sure if you still get this with a brand new camera. I forget. If you know, let me know down in the comments below. All right, foam core. All right, first thing, like a strap. Now, if you've been following me for a little bit, you know that I'm not a huge fan of straps, and when I do use a strap, it's the Peak Design straps. So I usually just keep this in the box. If I ever want to resell, it's here. Next thing, the traditional Leica bags here. You have your American plug, which normally would come with a black tie here, but I guess the previous owner lost it and just put that one. And then you have the European plug one, and this, you can tell, comes with the black little tie. So that's what it normally comes with, the black tie, not the white tie. But that's all right. It's not like it really matters. Alrighty, moving on. Then we have the charger, exact same charger as the SL. So if you happen to have, you know, multiple chargers, just another plus here. One thing I do wish they would have improved with the charger, there are other Leica chargers that have a, I guess it's a rotating plug here. It's basically an angular plug that you can bend over, and then basically this would go directly into a wall unit. Now I know there's accessories that you can buy. I've bought like the 1-foot cord before. I'm not sure if there's an angular plug that you can buy to fit into this. I'm sure there must be, but it would have been nice if Leica would have just thrown that in there. That would have been a nice little update to the charger here. And then of course we have the battery, which it does come in the Leica bag, but it definitely does not come in this Ziploc bag. This was put in there by the previous owner, I assume. And as you can see, like I said, I was already shooting with this camera, so I already have my VQ sticker on the battery. And last but certainly not least, the SL2. And man, do I love this crinkling paper here. It just sounds so nice. We're just gonna put that in there. Let me remove the things that I'm not going to be using here. I'm going to actually keep this American plug out because I do use that. I don't use the European one. Charger I'm gonna take out because I do use that as well. Strap I definitely do not use. Then we're going to put, not that way, this way. Phone back in there, and all the paperwork as well. We'll go back in here. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so here it is, the SL2 in all its glory. It really is just a beautifully designed camera. I'm absolutely in love with it. You know, there were a couple of updates that I thought I was not going to like, but after using it for a couple times on a shoot, I completely got over that. And those specific updates were, in fact, the new screen and menu button system. So I was used to the SL, where it had the 4 buttons that you could long press and then customize them. But you know, this new button layout is actually really nice because it kind of streamlines the back of the camera, and you actually have an indication of what the actual buttons are. Now, the function button is a customizable button, so when you long press it, you can customize that to whatever you want. But besides that, because I know some people are gonna ask, okay, well, what about the other 3 customizable buttons? Well, I am here to tell you, I am sorry, I have like a hair in my eye that I can't see. There we go. Anyways, where was I? So the customizable buttons. You have the function button that if you long press it, you can customize it. You have both of these top buttons here that are also customizable. Then turn the camera around, you have both of these buttons that are also customizable. So you really do have a lot of customization when it comes to menu settings for this camera, which is actually really cool. The other great thing about this camera that was a huge improvement is the fact that now you indeed have a dedicated audio jack and a dedicated headphone jack. Unlike the SL, I currently am using the little extra $175 dongle that you need in order to hook up any sort of microphone or headphones to it, which was one of the most annoying things about the SL. I love the SL to death. I love that camera, but God, that was annoying to deal with. Moving on from there, the other new huge addition is this USB-C port. Now, the great thing about this port is the fact that you can actually run the power of the camera through this. So I can hook up the camera to a USB-C and then hook up the end of that cable to a wall outlet and basically run my camera off that and charge the battery at the same time, which is phenomenal, especially if you're doing tethering, which also you can now tether with the SL2, which is awesome. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to tether with the SL, and it was just such a mission between the image capture program and then Lightroom and the actual camera, and it just did not work. Now with the SL2, it works seamlessly, just like any other camera brand has been doing for, I don't know, however long tethering has been a thing for. Yeah. I don't know why Leica had such an issue with that, but I'm extremely happy that now they've resolved that issue. The other great thing about this camera, and it might seem, you know, a little nonchalant's not the word, but not really important, would be the addition of this inner grip right here. Now, one thing I've always talked about the SL is the fact that it just fits perfectly in my hands, and that's why I trust myself not having to use it with any sort of straps, because it really just feels like an extension of my arm and I don't feel as if I'm going to drop it. But adding that extra little groove there, man, that's a game changer, honestly. It just, my fingers just fit so well there. I love it. It's perfect for 3 fingers. It's awesome. I absolutely love it. It's really a great upgrade. The other really nice thing about it is they have continued. So on the original SL, you had this, I don't know what it's actually made out of, but you kind of had this grip feel on the actual handle, but the rest of the camera, it didn't have that. Now, Leica has gone ahead and kind of placed that around the entire front of the camera, and honestly, I think it's awesome. It's on the back as well, as you can see. It's completely wrapped around the entire camera, which I think adds a little bit more ruggedness to it, which is really cool, in my opinion. You know, besides getting photobombed by beautiful models, I do shoot a lot of fishing and outdoor life, which a lot of people don't know because I rarely post that, but in due time, I'll be posting more, so stay tuned for that. But I really just love the ruggedness of it. It looks like it can withstand anything I kind of throw at it. It has the weather sealing that the SL had, and it's an awesome camera, and you can take it with you wherever you go. Now, one thing I've actually been approached about is when I'm moving the camera, you kind of feel a little shakiness in it. And that is due to one of the other great things about this camera is in-body stabilization. Say it with me. In-body stabilization. God, that sounds so good to have inside your camera. I love it. I love it. So now I can actually run and gun with the SL2, throw on the 24-90, and have super smooth video footage without having to worry about a gimbal, without having to worry about a stabilizer. You know, I just do the traditional arms tucked in, hold the lens. I was able to find a little hot shoot mount here that I basically throw on a little monitor, hook up the HDMI, and I'm good to go. It's honestly awesome. And then when you throw it into like 120 frames per second or up to 180 frames per second, I don't want to get too much into the video details of this camera because I'm going to do another video about that, but 180 frames per second is so buttery smooth. I absolutely love it. Now, going back to the customizable buttons, what's really nice, I'm going to be doing a separate video of all of the settings I have, but they added 2 buttons here in the front, whereas the original SL only had 1 button. This has 2 customizable buttons, which is really handy, especially the way that I use them. I find it extremely convenient. Other than that, guys, you know, there's really not anything that I can think of for this camera that I'd be like, oh, I wish they would have done this, or I wish they would have done that. They really knocked it out of the park with this, honestly. They really, really did. One thing I was talking to a colleague of mine about was the raising of the actual hot shoot mount. I'm trying to see if you can see it here. So on the SL, this is kind of flush, and here it kind of protrudes a little bit, which at first it bothered me, but you know, the redesign of the SL2, if you notice this part right here, is actually a really cool design that they kind of went back to the old R series, I believe, kind of just giving it a little retro feel to it. And I think that they didn't make that flush because it would make the EVF actually pretty large. So they wanted to just cut that down as much as possible and just leave the hot shoe protruding a little bit, which again, in the beginning it bothered me, but not so much anymore. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention was the slugs on the side. Now they are actually attached to the outside, whereas in the SL they were built inside, basically built into the framing of the camera. And what that caused, I will have to show a picture of it, but basically my camera has so many scuffs because of the different straps and whatnot. Over time it's completely worn down that part of the camera where the slugs are, so it's kind of nice to have them outside of the camera and none of the straps really like mess with the anodized steel or metal of the actual camera or anything like that. So that was actually very cool. All right, guys, so that pretty much covers my unboxing for the SL2. Remember to leave a comment down below if you have any specific questions. I'm going to be doing more review videos going over my personal photography settings for this camera, videography settings, how I have set up my customizable buttons, and best practices on using this camera. And I plan on doing a separate video on just the video capabilities of this camera, because Leica really stepped it up. That was a huge issue for me with the Leica SL. I was on the edge about to invest in the Panasonic S1H, and then this guy came into my hands and completely forgot about the Panasonic camera, to be 100% honest. And I was about to sell my GH5 as well, but you know, it's always nice to have an extra camera. Now I can do these like kind of angled videos as well when I'm doing products, so that's kind of cool to have. Now, I know some of you guys have also been asking for reviews about the SL Summicron line of lenses, including the 90, 75, 50, and 35. I am working on those. I hope to bring those soon, but I figured the SL2 information was a little bit more demanding than it was for those lenses. Along with those Leica lenses, I still am working on a 90 to 280 review, which I'll be bringing hopefully soon. And I'm going to continue testing and reviewing the other off-brand L-mount Alliance lenses from Panasonic and Sigma. So stay tuned for those as well. And if you're new here and you like this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. It really goes a long way. And if you haven't already subscribed, definitely think about it. I post videos about photography, videography, Leica specific gear reviews, and tips and tricks on working in the fashion and content creation industry, basically. Now, I want to share a little bit behind the scenes information for you guys. You know, I tried to get these videos out at least once a week. That was before COVID. Now it's more a once every 2 weeks, and I know now it's been substantially longer than that since my last video, I believe. I started my own business last year, and it's really been blowing up as of lately, so I'm extremely thankful for that, but it has been taking a lot of my time. So please bear with me. I am trying to get these videos out as fast as I possibly can. Again, if there's any other specific videos that you guys want to check out as far as reviews or any information working with models or modeling agencies or fashion clients or just content creation clients, you know, leave it down below and I'll get to it as quickly as I possibly can. So until next time, I'm Victor Quintana, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.